ओम ओम सदाशिवसमारंभां शंकराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परा। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुसाक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहि तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। तो श्रीहरिं परमानंदम वंदे स्वानंद विग्रहम् यस्य सानिध्यमात्रेण चिदानंदायते तनुः। In the last class, we have discussed about dharana, and as dharana gives dharyam, that is most important thing to learn, then only the person can get into dhyana. And it is advisable that one is supposed to spend some time in dharana. That's why the last verse, it was very carefully mentioned. Karmana manasa vacha dharana panchadurlabha vigyaya satatam yogi sarva dukhi pramujyate. Some places also Vijnanam also is there, both way. So that means that if we try to look at that, this dharana, pancha dharana durlabha iti. So these 5 types of dharanas are rare, also difficult to practice. And of course, when it is rare, also difficult to practice, it has to be done in 3 levels. One is karmana. So karmana means through the action, that means through especially body, different asanas and discipline. Then only one can get into Dhyanam, because there are 2 types of Dhyanam we'll discuss based on Charya, Dinacharya. And of course, second level would be, it's not only by yoga, by asana, or by discipline. Of course, it has to be manasa, also mentally, where the person is able to manage the thoughts. And third, of course, one's mind is being managed, vacha. Then comes the verbal. Because unless and until my mind is being managed, definitely my thought will not be okay. That's why if you look at present day generation, especially I remember when this SMS started, those days I'm trying to say, we were calculating so much. So before sending one SMS, we have to calculate a lot. Then after calculating if as many words, till last we will be sending 1, 2. And of course, in between SMS, this phone, pager came. In India, we had pager. You can page, one small device will be there. People will carry pager. So then you can receive the message. You cannot send back. So once you receive that message, then you can come to nearby telephone booth and you can call. So what I'm highlighting here is how carefully a person was planning. The moment this free package or a packaged SMS came, what did? Hi, one message. How are you? Delete. You understand? And present day WhatsApp, let us not discuss. How indisciplined we are can be really seen from your social media. Just look at, in fact, now in the interview, people or company started looking at social media. I am not surprised when, especially American embassy for visa, they are asking the social media handles. Nothing wrong in it. Personally, if you ask me, nothing wrong in it, because each one must look at social media carefully. That's why it also signifies if a person keeps changing the DP very often, definitely that person is fluctuating personality. There are a lot of psychology behind it. Let us not get into that, is not my purpose here. Purpose here is that how this mind and vacha, the speech, are regulated carefully or entering carefully. So the way my mind is, accordingly my speech comes. Accordingly my expression, my activities, especially in social media. Social media is nothing but it is bacha level, okay? It is in the verbal level, in the writing format. So that's why these three level to be understood very carefully. This is to be synchronized, and most importantly, that Vijnaya Satatam Yogi Sarva Dukkhai Pramuchyate. So when a person, especially yogi, so knows this, how, what sort of knowledge? Vijnaya. So some places Vijnanam also is there. That means the person who knows without any doubt, error. So how one will be free from doubts and error? So doubts and error will be removed. We say haste amalakabat. That's why hasta amalakam means in hand. When the amla, a goose, that green berry is there, how clear is it? So that sort of clarity I must have. That means which presupposes dinacharya, which presupposes the practice. That's why we are not against of practice. But we never say by practice you will achieve anything and everything either. It is not, Vedanta is a theory, so you need to do practice. The ounce of practice is better than tons of theory. Big statement, okay? Please understand that you create a division. That means the Vedanta, especially, you don't understand that Shastra is a pramana. That pramana buddhi is not there. And when Shastra is not a pramana, that means you are neither astika, you become nastika. Can you see the technical problem? Whoever says that there is a difference between theory and practice. Yes, you understood you are Brahman. So what you need to do? So you need to, like cow, keeps eating, then after that leisurely bring out, start chewing. So you understood you are Brahman. So what you need to do? In isolation, you need to chew the knowledge. Yeah, very nice, interesting to hear. But what happens? There is some issues we have to be very careful. Technical error comes. So that's why we says, please understand that practice is part of it. And one must see this. That's why what happens, the problem here is, I would like to say, that's why when a person comes to Vedanta class, minimum qualification. Without minimum qualification, nobody comes to Vedanta class. But unfortunately, we people come to Vedanta class, not minimum qualification, without any qualification. Okay. Because to enter into any class, you need to have some uniform at least. Okay. Something or other. But only this online classes or Vedanta classes, there is no, you know, rules and regulations. Okay. And nowadays, what happens? They can stretch the leg, they can talk, take the phone and chat. You understand? Anyway, let me not get into that mode at all. That's not my purpose. So, purpose here is that only a person who knows without any error, without any conflict. Please understand. Whenever, especially, you go through critical time in your life, especially when you are being challenged mentally and physically, that time you can understand how much knowledge you have or how much information you have. For example's sake, I'm trying to say, suppose every day you are listening, I am Atman Brahman, Atman Brahman, Atman Brahman. You discover. So there is just a small, body somewhere, there is one small lumps, maybe pre-cancer. Suspect, suspicion. What will happen to you? Where is your Atman Brahman goes away? Oh, I'm having cancer. What to do? Uh, 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 I cannot eat. I cannot do that. So that is the test case. That means so far, whatever you know, it was not knowledge, it was just information because you were not prepared. So this is called Vijnaya, that with the preparedness you approach Vedanta. If not, at least while approaching Vedanta, be prepared, get prepared. It's like either you know swimming, get into water, or get into water, drink some water, and learn swimming. Not all the time you need somebody's help, okay? Or something, not necessarily. Continuing. After this comes Dhyanam. So, what is Dhyanam? Let us read. Very nice to observe this. Smrityeva sarvachintaya dhatureka prapadyate yachite nirmala chinta तद्धि ध्यानम प्रचक्ष्यते. Says beautifully, tat hi dhyanam prachakshate. So that indeed is called dhyana, what popularly known as meditation. So what is that? He says, look, that we all have memories, smriti, and this memory is in the form of chinta. So when you say chinta, I cannot say worries. It is in the form of concern. I am concerned about my body. I am concerned about my family. I am concerned about society. I am concerned. So all those concerns are stored in digital form in my mind. and they are thoughts. So when I look at all my concern, and of course, I recollect them or they pop up, smritiya, by remembering. What happens to me for a common person? I have different type of concerns, and all concerns are related to one thing, that I am insecure. Just look at whatever thought pops up in your mind, or you try to recollect, either that is connected to your insecurity, or you have just escaped from insecurity. Ah, I just escaped. I achieved. What is achievement? Be honest. What is achievement? I understand. Achievement is like when you get the first gray hair and you try to color or remove that hair. Yes, that time is very amazing. Okay. You celebrate. Next day, what happens? So when my concerns are related to insecurities and their family, now Dhyanam is a little different. So in Dhyanam, what happens? He says that is called Dhyanam. Ekah dhatu. He uses this word that ekah dhatu prapadyate. So in my remembrance, in my thinking process, only one thing, one reality continues. Sarala chintanam viralatah param, in Upadesha Saram. Ajya dharaya srotasa samam sarala chintanam viralatah param. And of course, Patanjali will talk differently. So Ajya dharaya, when you start pouring the ghee, clarified butter, how that dharam, how that flow happens, unbroken flow, very smooth. So also, my thinking is smooth, jerk free. That's why the first thing we do in meditation, if a person sits, oh, my bare leg is paining, I cannot sit. That's not meditation. Don't waste your time. There are certain rules, will be being tougher and tougher. This chair meditation, this meditation is not going to work. Fantastic. But it's not going to work. So coming back here, that's why we say this is to be achieved when the body supports. If body does not support, make the body to support. You cannot encourage your body. Oh, I am old, I cannot sit on the chair. Hey, body is not old. Your thinking is old. Do you understand? If you take decision, you can. Very simple reason. I always look at this point. The rule number one for all of you, including me also, I put it. When you sit on the ground, you should get up without taking any support. And you should be able to sit down without support. The day you take the support to get up, that means your body is heavier than you. And once body becomes heavier than you, tamas starts taking over you. Is it clear? And once tamas takes over you, your thinking, your lifestyle, everything will be towards tamas. That's why, as a rule, unless you have broken your knee or something other, you understand? As a rule, try your level best to get up without any support, to sit down without any support. It is exactly like, I'll give you the beautiful example which I have tried, then after I dropped. All these things, whatever I'm telling you, I have done it. That's what I'm trying to say. I heard somewhere there are two methods we are doing it. This Goraksa concept in Odisha was very strong. They used to have a bowl, and that is a lauki, okay, that round gourd, not like long one. So this is Odisha. We have this setup. Here also other places. Out of that, they make the bowl. That is called baking bowl. You are supposed to have food in that. So this is what from my childhood I have learned about Goraksa Nath literature. And what is to be done? Suppose, because the boy takes, let us say, sannyasa from mother. Mother was more enlightened than the boy, Gorakshanath. And goes ask for food. Mother starts laughing. Oh, still you have not achieved anything. Then, so what is the trick? Very simple. That's why this gold bowl was being given. And when Natha Sampradaya is a very nice culture we have. And when you start begging, have food. So first day, whatever full food. So you are supposed to clean the vessel. So while cleaning, you are supposed to rub the top on the stone or whatever place. So when you rub, at least 1 cm, 1 centimeter, or few will be rubbed. Now next day when you go for Viksha, automatically your intake is less because only you are allowed to that. Not in between you want to munch, okay? Not allowed. Now you will discover due course of time, in few months, you will discover the bowl will be this much. And slowly you discover there is no bowl. Can you see this concept? And body supports. Perfectly it supports. And what energy? You cannot think of. Along with that, just I am trying to tell you another aspect also. I have tried all these things. How the body supports you, you can see. When a cow gives a birth to the calf, so what we do? We lift the calf and carry. And make sure every day, morning and evening, you are lifting the calf and carry. So every day, calf increases the weight. So when the calf weight increases, even if that calf becomes a cow, you will be able to carry. It's an amazing concept. So I'm giving you the both logic, both practical aspect for the body. That means body has no value. It has to listen to mind. You look at yourself. Suppose you are sitting, you say you cannot get up, you need help. Suddenly you discover earthquake or there is fire alarm. what will happen to your body? In fact, you don't need lift, elevator. In fact, you will not use elevator. Okay, what you will do? The way you will climb down the staircase, you will staircase. I think you will run, you will win Olympic. Okay, both jump and run, both two medals straight. I not one medal. Okay, so where from the strength comes? So coming back here, the point is so allowing the body to listen to the mind, or mind must command the body. Mind must not support the body. That's why the grossness must not be in the body. That's why you might have observed me. The moment I come to the class, even though I am having fever or whatever, do you see the difference or not? After the class, what happens? Don't ask me, okay? That's another thing, another problem I have. Because it cannot be. That's why here, when there is one reality, truth, yat chitte nirmala chinta. So then what is to be done? Now in the mind, there is only one pure thought. So that what is called nirmala. So nirmalam here he highlights that which does not drag you down, pull you down. Any worries and anxieties, especially when you are worried, only that thought comes, nothing else comes. Okay, only a comes, but that drags you, pulls you down. That is not nirmala. That is not nirmalam. In fact, this is dushitam iti. Dushita chinta, not nirmala chinta. So here, the thought that is being entertained, one thought, which is uplifting thought. So that's why you say uplifting thoughts are nirmala. Uplifting friends are good, not supporting friends. Problem with all of us is we want to have friends, those who will support me. So what they support? Supports my stupidity. So whenever there is a scratch, the person should be available to scratch. Even if there is no scratch, person comes, can I scratch? I love them. So in social media, they are called fans, okay? But are you going to gain anything? Are you going to achieve anything? So here we say that those thoughts, those friends are good. Those who are helpful to uplift me, not to take care of my ego, or I feel better with them. You understand? Swamiji, after all, they are my friends. Why? Because you don't understand. Yes. Because I feel good with them. What does it mean? What do you mean by the word good? Because either they don't or they cannot challenge your thinking process. Can you see? Those who cannot, not they don't. Those who cannot change your thinking process, you love to be with them. In fact, mind always will look for them because these people cannot challenge my thinking process. They don't have that sort of capability, either physically, intellectually, financially, emotionally, socially, some way or other. It's a very serious disease, okay? It's not ordinary disease, serious disease. So one has to be very careful. And if you get acquainted with this disease, you will become a sick person. We call sick mentality. And unfortunately, Present day, people love this. And when you cannot do it, best thing is what? Social media. Social media is a place of this only, nothing else. Somebody said very nicely, I love people in social media because neither I can smell them nor I can hear them. What a beautiful concept. Anyway, let us not get into. So that is called Dhyanam. Okay. Then how many types of Dhyanam? He says there are two types of Dhyanam. Let us read this verse. Dividham bhavati Dhyanam sakalam niskalam tatha charya bhedena sakalam niskalam nirgunam bhave. So here Dhyanam is classified into two levels. So what we talk about called Saguna Brahma Dhyana, and Saguna Brahma Dhyana is called Upasana. So what is being taught here as Sakalam Iti. Other one is called Nirguna Dhyana, Nirguna Brahma Nididhyasana. Okay? One is Dhyanam, other one is called Nididhyasana. So he highlights this Sakalam and Niskalam, Kala Sahita, and another one is what? Without Kala. With Kala, without Kala. With Guna, without Guna. Now question arises here. That when he says Dividham Bhavati Dhyanam, there are two types, nothing to discuss. Sakalam, Niskalam Tatha. One is with, other one is without. How is it divided? So what is the, basis of division? This is a beautiful point which I liked very much. He uses this word called Charya Bhedena. Because of Charya, Dinacharya, because of your lifestyle. So that is really something to be understood very carefully. I put translation as that, okay, correct. Depend upon the discipline followed. So depends upon Dinacharya. So how you live your life? Because how you live your life is completely based on your deep understanding. For example sake, I notice especially women, okay? Men also, don't worry. But women, I can bring it very carefully. That suppose daughter-in-law, Indian context, all over world also, mother-in-law comes in. And mother-in-law is going to stay for 1 week. What happens to daughter-in-law in Indian context? Do you know what they? She will get up early, properly, taking shower, dressed, and also will never call the husband in the name in Indian context. Ji. Will you listen or nearer to it? Perfect. Then after 1 or 2 days, we'll talk to the husband. Hey, when your mother is going? Not my mother-in-law. When your mother is going? So that I can lead the way. And the day she goes, what time? Next day we'll get up? Don't ask. Forget about that. You all also do it. Child is going to school every day morning. What time you get up? And the day is holiday, Sunday. What you say? Even if that fellow wakes up, or the child wakes up, what you say? Hey, sleep some more time. This is not enough. Okay? This is the only day I can take relax. You understand? This is again what? Your dinacharya is completely depends upon your understanding. So your lifestyle, whatever you have, the dress that you put, the hairstyle that one has, the food, of course, that you have, the people that you are surrounded by, all are connected to your understanding. And based on the understanding, you have your lifestyle. That's why we say Vedanta is not meant for everybody because of this reason. Unless your thinking is higher, lifestyle is higher, will Vedanta enter? Sorry. Many people have come and failed. That's why here to dwell upon Saguna Brahma or Nirguna Brahma, whether to do Dhyanam or Nididhyasanam, it is completely based on my understanding. Why and how, we'll see. Om Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Thank you, all of you.